Welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam, and yes, we are talking about the 5 most valuable farms in the game. Now, we are not just talking about valuable in the sense of moolah, although they do have a heavy depth in the moolah, aka saving you moolah. We are talking about the things that are going to get you the most value in Galaxy of Heroes. Now, I feel like this is going to be more of like a mid-game list, but we have some early game things thrown in here for sure. But I feel like this is one that we need to talk about because I've been talking to a lot of people during their roster reviews about this. And so I know a lot of you're going to look at this list and you're like, number one's obviously going to be the Executor, right? It's obviously going to be getting a GL ship like Leviathan or Executor into your account. Obviously, I'm not counting Profundity, just because Profundity's kind of in a sore spot right now. Hopefully, we'll get a lifter soon. Still hoping CG, please hear our please. Executor is obviously top of this list, which is basically disqualifies it from the list. This is just the most obvious. This is what you need to do. Having a GL ship and getting your fleet arena crystals is obviously the most valuable thing in the game. And if you haven't done this already, you're usually just an early game player who either is just getting their feet underneath them, or you're just getting started and you're pushing towards this right now. Otherwise, you probably already have this done, so I've kind of disqualified this from the list. So we're not going to be talking about the Executor and the crystal income from Fleet Arena. But going into our other things, some of the most valuable things right now are some of those newer things to work on. They're not super new, but they are newer. And so we are going to talk about them quite extensively and talk about the pros and cons of kind of each of these farms. And honestly, the number one, I don't think that there's a single con for any of you. And honestly, the number one, I might be willing to say we could probably do the same thing with the Executor. But hey, we want a nice round number of 5. So jumping in for our number 5 position, it's going to be the Imperial Remnant. Now these guys are really dang new and are not single drop farmable, which does drop them to the bottom of the list, but you guys know it. CG knows it. They tried to limit the assault battles coming each month because they were dropping new assault battles, and the new assault battles were so freaking valuable. The new assault battles are wildly valuable. Now, these guys are number 5. You're going to get Chirotech from this. You're going to get, if you bring them up to Relic 9 materials from this. You're going to be able to get all kinds of mod materials from these guys, shards, plenty of credits, so you have no problem remodding anymore, no problem leveling up characters anymore. Excellent assault battle. One problem is, to get the assault battle really working well, you probably need either god mods or a couple zetas, 1 or 2 zetas, to get this off the ground and going. Additionally, it's 3 characters that are off the beaten path, but it does make a team, and I do appreciate the fact that it makes a team. Now, is it the most amazing team? No. During certain Datacron seasons has a beaten Jabba, yes, but I don't really have a good home for these guys in my GACs. Then again, I'm in around Kyber 2 area. I don't know if I'd be a good judge of whether or not these guys will be good in your roster. They're great for taking down a Qui-Gon team. They're good. They have homes. It's just where I am at GAC, they're starting to fall off for me, which is unfortunate. Don't put these guys on defense, by the way, if you go for this. They're just not good for defense. They struggle. Padme kills them basically instantly. So, and with like crap Galactic Republic, not even like breaking up a Qui-Gon team kind of level. Jumping into our next one, we are looking at Zeo Ready. Now, I feel like this is one of the big ones that a lot of people discount, is how much guild farms can influence an account. Now, we are talking about if you just get these 2 characters up to Relic 7, so obviously that'll mean you're gear 12ing all the characters to get Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, but you get these 2 characters up to Relic 7, not only can you fight your way into a good guild, which means you're going to get more rewards from Rote, you're also getting 20 of each Chirotech from Zeo and completing Zeo. And on top of that, the unlock mission for Zeo, you're also getting 2,500 get to currency, which is roughly 6 purchases of Chirotech, so about 30 Chirotech of your choice. So grand total, that's 70 Chirotech every 2 weeks, which means 140 Kyrotech a month, on top of all of the other ones you're getting from all of the different assault battles and that type of stuff. This is a huge step for a roster and can give you a big boost, especially because there's a lot of guilds that look for this type of stuff, and you can usually push your way into a better guild than what your account normally could if you're going for this. On top of that, I mean, you need Jedi Knight Kestis's Zetas to pull off the mission, but overall, Jedi Knight Kestis is never a bad thing in a roster. You throw him with Bastila, he beats Malgus. You throw him with Jedi Master Luke, and he's able to beat like most of the GLs. Like, he's just a fantastic plug and play, and really exemplifies how plug and play the Jedi faction is. He's a great character to any roster, and getting up Seer always is nice because it builds towards a Malicos team down the road, because I know a lot of you guys probably don't have Malicos quite yet, or are getting close to, and so it's something to keep an eye on. I had a Relic 7 Seer for about 2 months before I had time to put in Malicos into the team. I have had Malicos for like 6 months, but it's just a team that's a lot of Zetas and a lot of characters that I didn't have any yet for put into it. But this jumped it up on my priority list because I had gone for Zeo Ready to, you know, be able to get some good guild materials and do my part in my guild. So go for this team and then use it to either leverage your way into a new guild, or if you have your whole guild be pushing for it. It is one of the best value farms in the game. Next up on our list, I think you guys can probably see where this is going. We're talking about Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon. Now, big problem with Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon, they don't have their team. You don't have a Quadme if you just have these two. A lot of the times people are still working on that Quadme. It's still a long ways away, especially for your early, your mid gamers, that type of thing. But these guys do work pretty well with Keller and Beck. They work amazingly with Keller and Beck in inside Territory War with the Keller and Beck Omicron, but without the Keller and Beck Omicron, they're just an okay team. Throw them on a Qui-Gon team in GAC, and they're still dang good, but it's still going to be picked apart most likely by something that's, you know, going to kill a Qui-Gon team regardless. But the nice thing about these farms, I want to point this out, guys, so many of you are out of Kyrotech, so many of you are out of Zetas, and like it's become a huge crunch. Going for these value farms right now while you're in a crunch allows you to take the time, because like Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan don't need their Zetas to be able to do the assault battle at all. You know, you're going to end up with just a whole bunch of extra materials and a little bit of time taken out of your day to go get these guys, so that way you can build up some Zetas for another big project that you're working on. And especially if you don't have Quadme, you don't even have to invest the Zetas in these guys until you get Quadme. So solid choice to go for in the meantime, in between farms. Definitely something to look at. Now, there is something about the assault battle for Phantom Menace versus the assault battle for the Paw Patrol. If you're looking at the Paw Patrol assault battle, yes, you need 3 people, but they build a team. Queen's Men, you need 2 people. They're double drop farmable right now. And on top of that, the Relic 9 tier, where if you get them to Relic 9, it either gives gear to keypads or droid brains, whereas the one in the Imperial Remnant gives either of those 2 or Omicrons, which can cause a problem if you're trying to focus down those Relic 9 materials. Now, if you like Omicrons, hey, there you go. You're getting some Omicrons, or a chance at Omicrons each month. So, you know, pick your poison, but overall, these guys are double drop farmable. They are Cantina nodes. You can get them up pretty easily. Now, do I suggest a lot of these farms for new players? No. The reason I don't is not because they're not good for new players. They're great for new players. I think getting Queen's Men in your roster early is great. It's going to give you a lot of materials throughout time. But the problem is they don't really lead anywhere. They don't really help your roster in a way that's like super meaningful, like building a team, like building CLS would, where CLS you get an assault battle. It's going to be less resources overall, as like, you know, the Phantom Menace assault battle, but you're going to have a coherent team that you can utilize. It's going to feel good for a new player. And so overall, we look at farms as things that are going to keep you invested in the game as well as being efficient. Now, if you feel like you can go for a hefty project, no problem. I think Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon are an excellent early farm for a lot of people, and I think like should really happen for especially for like alt accounts. It should be an early farm for people for sure, for sure. I do appreciate this farm and seeing it in people's roster as often as possible. Jumping into our next one. This one for me, it has to be number 2, and it might be because I'm part of the 2%. If you haven't, you know, figured out what the 2% is, come to one of our live streams and ask, and we'll tell you what the 2% is. 100%. We love talking about it. But Bo-Katan Mandalore is absolutely amazing. Not only, yes, she can't beat Lord Vader. She is part of a 2-shot for the new Lord Vader team. We'll see when Datacrons go away how viable she's going to be going forward. I have some hope for her still. But on top of that, she still beats JMK, she still cleans up GLs, and she beats most of the major teams. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Malgus doesn't exist because JKCK is in the game. Not just that. Malgus also gets destroyed by Bo-Katan. They've added a couple more counters to that team, and Bo-Katan's just one of my favorite just beefy teams I can trust to take out anything. I love this team, and on top of that, Mandalore. If you are getting into a Mandalore ready guild, it means that they're probably done with Zepho as well. So that's 70 Chirotech per territory battle, so 140 per month from Zepho, plus another 50 times 2, of course, so you get 50 of each. So that's going to be 100 Chirotech, plus another 30 from the 2,500 get to currency that you'll get if your guild fully does this together, which this mission is not hard to do. I do have a video on how to do it. It has some glitches at times, and that's the only way you really lose is if the game glitches, but that's not a common occurrence. You can do this near 100%. I've only had the glitch happen once, and in the probably, what, 20 odd times I've done it, and even then it devoured the wrong person, and so I still won the match. So like you should be fine doing this and getting all of that currency. So that is essentially you know, we got the 20 so that's 140 from the 1, and then you have 260, so that's a total of 400 Chirotech a month. You're essentially swimming in Chirotech at this point. I literally have not gone out of my way to farm Chirotech in months because of these farms. I absolutely love these guild farms so much, and once again, good side farms to take a break if you have like a huge Chiro problem and that kind of thing. Like going for Zepho Ready is not really Zeta intensive. This one, a bit more for sure, but the length of the farm does kind of mitigate that, but it does mean you're not saving Zetas for other things. Regardless though, getting rid of your Chirotech crunch I think is absolutely worth going for this, because 400 Chirotechs a month, that's the equivalent of doing what, 20 assault battles a month, so that's like more Chirotech than you're getting from all your assault battles combined essentially, and just from having these two teams and being in a good guild. So definitely up there. And so these 4 are the ones I wanted to highlight for sure, because I feel like people are kind of sleeping on them as their value farms. And like I'll look at a roster, and this is something someone had me roster review Nooch not too long ago, and it was something I brought up to him in his roster. I was like, you don't really have many of your value farms, and especially your guild farms like Bo-Katan. And he's like, yeah, it's definitely something to think about. I think I've been sleeping on it and just going for, you know, the next big project, and I should probably circle back around. It's something that even the top players are going to accidentally ignore, and you know, if you're going in and you're getting these, you're going to get a leg up, and it's going to compound and compound and compound. The sooner you get these characters into your roster, the sooner you get a return on investment, and the return on investment on these is absolutely wild. And speaking of absolutely wild return on investment, we gotta talk about number 1, of course, and that is the Fat Slug. The Fat Slug is the number 1 value farm in the game, short of Executor, of course, short of having a GL fleet to be able to take the top of your chart. Jabba the Hutt is the way to go. You just cannot beat the value of Smuggler's Run 2. You're getting it 2 to 3 times a month. You're getting a whole bunch of mod materials. You're basically getting at least 2 free 6-dot mods every single time it runs, so that's between 4 and 6 free 6-dot mods, which will help fix your mods a lot. There's also a lot of reroll materials, which are nice. Just remember, mods are not girlfriends. You can't fix her. She doesn't roll speed. Leave her alone. But regardless, it is going to help fix your mods. On top of that, he has missions all through Rote. He has a mission in basically every dark side thing as well. Any dark side territory battles. He's one of the best PvP GLs. He's on top of that, has that Smuggler's Run too. He's just, you can't beat the value that you get from this GL. He's easily accessible for new players. If he's not on your roster, what are you doing, dude? He needs to be within your first 2 GLs. If he's not within your first 2 GLs, he's your next GL. Congratulations, buddy. That's where you're going, is Jabba. That's the question I have so often is, do you have Executor? Do you have Jabba? And then once you have, like, 4 to 5 GLs, I'll usually look through your roster and be like, do you know the Muffin Man? No, I'll be like, do you have your value farms done? Do you at least have one of the assault battles done? Are you working on Zeo Ready with your guild, or looking to upgrade your guild and become Zeo Ready and go to a new guild? Those are the types of questions I ask. But Jabba the Hutt's one of those ones where it's like, if you don't have him, dude, in the year of our Lord 2025, what are you doing? Go get him. He's so good. He's so great for so many different things. But yeah, those are the 5 value farms that are the most important in the game. Now, there's a lot of other characters that are going to get you good value. There's Leia. She has an extra tier to an event that's going to give you some, mod materials, relic materials, things like that. That's great. I love it. There's definitely other characters out there that do provide value, but these 5 provide the most value in the game. And will provide permanent value, because, like, we're looking at a new raid coming out very soon. Obviously, the most value right now is going to be going to get a raid team, of course, but these guys are constant. They don't have raid 3 that we're gonna lose in a year, because then we have to farm new teams. No, these guys are just consistently giving you stuff. I want to set you up for greatness. These value farms are not about, oh, I need this character in my roster. It's about, I want to go wherever I want to go in my roster, and these set you up so you can do that. So don't sleep on them. Go get your value farms done today, especially if you're in that area of, you have a lot of lightspeed bundles, you finish your Jabba, you finish your Executor, and you're looking at, like, oh, I'm a couple GLs in. Look at these value farms. Pick one out, use it to get yourself some more Zetas into your roster, and have a damn good time doing it. Throw in the comment section if you think there's any value farms that I missed. I always appreciate the feedback, and always we're looking to help the whole community, and I am not all-knowing and omnipotent as much as I'd like to be. But thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for giving a damn.